This is a battle with swords, not some fistfight. As long as one of us is still breathing, then this fight's not over.
Hey everyone, this is Armored, and I want to show you one of the funniest exchanges in chat I have seen. I hope you enjoyed it too. Now, going back to the video that I want to make today, I want to show you guys the Alliance MxM. I always like to introduce the alliances, and as you can see, they are consisting of a very strong set of players. MxM were a combination of Alliance 175 region and then region 120, and then from the region I believe 227 and 232 as well. So a lot of strong players merged together to form the Alliance GXM for this Genesis war, and I've already shown you a lot of strong players, and right now GXM are matched in a G3 of Archipelago raid. So this alliance is no joke, and they actually tested us a lot, and this was one of the most amazing fights that I have been a part of, and I want to appreciate the team for putting up such a fight and taking us to the next level while the fighting was carried out. And because of this fight, we were out of resources, we were out of speed ups. Like they tested us to our limits. Going back to the fights now, I have introduced the alliance enough, I think. So right now you can see the science station, science hub, they have not opened yet. Still 3 minutes to go, and the fights had started going on with the MxM right before that. The reason for the fights before these stations have opened up, the main reason is that you want to establish the field control so that you can easily take over the field, and then you can destroy your opponent's rally and make them feel like they are in a bad position. So this was the start of the fight before the fight. And this is quite necessary in the higher tiers, might be in lower tiers, as I have played a couple of times there. I have seen that such fights do not take place much before the stations open up. So mostly it is the alliances just starting to rally after the station has opened up. Many a times players do not show up, but it is quite different once you are in the higher tiers, and it is quite insane. This is really resource intensive. This is really hospital intensive. You need to be on your toes all the time. Like you cannot be AFK for even 1 minute. 1 minute you are AFK and your squads will be destroyed. So this was just the beginning of the fights. Later on, GXM were able to push us back a little bit. And as you can see, even though I have a very good machine for capturing the videos, even then I was lagging a bit. And as you can see on the map, too many squads are there. Like the squads were overloaded in all honesty. And the other alliance was MGM, and then we were allied with ILO, who are also another exceptional alliance. But for this particular map, they were quite outmatched. And the same goes for MxM, although MxM were a very decent, a very strong alliance, but it was a case of two strong alliances fighting it out, while the smaller alliances had a difficult time even scoring some points. What to talk about smaller alliances? Even I had big trouble like securing the points, because once your murder ball gets going, like here you can see, so both alliances have murder balls. Murder balls can be termed as, like, once your leading squads they have gained up enough rage, you want to stick together, and you want to stick together and keep your rage filled up, right? So as your rage is filled up, you can easily unleash your skills, and these skills deal a ton of damage. And with this, the new squads, whenever they are entering into such a battle, they are without the rage, and it is difficult for them to get deal damage right from the outset. So this is one of the reasons you want to jumble up together, and then you want to move towards your enemy and start dealing the damage. It is a tactic which is used by the top alliances a lot. They understand it a little bit better as compared to someone like me, who is very Although I've been playing for a long while here, but these tactics are quite necessary in order for you to last a long time in battles, especially in higher tiers. And the game was lagging like hell. Then I had to go for optimize high, not for the reason that I could not handle it, but with this I was able to target the squads much easier as compared to when I was in optimized low or in optimized high. As you can see, people are fighting and then they go back, they join up. Like, this was an unbelievable fight. Back and forth, back and forth. These guys were pushing us, and then we were pushing them back, and then they were pushing us back. And because it was basically just HNB and MxM going ham on each other. So now I have to retrieve my squad. Like, it is really difficult to actually fight and then record at the same time. I would much prefer that I'm spectating these fights rather than fighting. The reason being, it is much difficult to actually fight and then record. Some of the portions get missed, and if I leave my squad for even a second, then it becomes a problem. So a lot of back and forth action between HNB and MxM while the other two alliances were chilling out, and both the devils were fighting each other to prove who is the bigger devil. And talking about devils, I have a small story to tell you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. This is not to take a shot at anyone, but just a small little uh, story I want to relate, because I just talked about the devil, right? So once in the heaven, the all the complete heaven it got full, and the devil and the archangel they were sent to the gates of heaven and hell, and it was stated by archangel that nobody can enter the like heaven anymore, because only three slots are left. So three people who were the last people on earth, they went there. So one of them was a mathematician, one of them was a like a philosopher or a very knowledgeable person, and the third one was an idiot. So now the archangel announced that the heaven is full and only that person will be allowed to enter inside the heaven who answers asks a question to the devil, and if the devil is unable to answer it, he can enter the heaven, and if the devil answers correctly, he will go to the hell. So the devil got really happy. So the first person was the philosopher, the knowledgeable person. He asked a couple of things that gave me the philosophy of Socrates and something like that on that line. And eventually, that after a while, something near the devil appeared, and devil showed the document to the knowledgeable person, and the knowledgeable person agreed that this is the correct thing. So the devil kicked his bum and spanked him straight to hell. So next person was the mathematician. So the mathematician was a really confident man. He said, "Bro, no, there is no way that I will ask something to the devil and he will be able to answer it." So he asked the devil some strange old algebra or something like that. So the devil got quite confused at first, but after some time, a document appeared near him, and the devil showed it to the mathematician. And then the mathematician was again kicked out and showed straight to hell. So both guys gone. The idiot, while watching this, he got really happy that both the knowledgeable person they have gone. So he asked the devil, "Will you do me a favor before you do something for me?" The devil was already very confident. He said, "All right, I will do it for you." So the next thing what he did was he asked the devil, "Okay, bring a chair for me." So the devil brought a chair for him. So the next thing he said, "Okay, devil, you are a very, very wise person. What you want to do is make 7 holes in this chair." So the devil obliged and he made 7 holes inside that chair. So the idiot sat on their chair and he said, "I will do something and you will answer me. Can you do it?" The devil said, "Of course I can do it." So the idiot sat on the chair and he let out a fart. So he asked the devil, "Okay, now find the hole from which The fourth, like it went away from the chair. So the devil kept analyzing it. He saw it from different angles and he said, "All right, brother, this is the third hole from which your fourth was it gone away from the chair." So the idiot started laughing. He said, "No, brother, it came out of my asshole." So the devil lost and the idiot entered the heaven. So this is a small story, guys. Even in the bad times, sometimes the idiots can be the winner. And right here, right now, you can see all of us small players, we are like idiots, which keep getting swarmed down and get spanked by these stronger players. So all of these whales, they are like the devils to me. They are so fucking strong. Like one of their skills, and two or your three squads are like down to half HP. By God, your hospital fails faster than Usain Bolt running a 100-meter race. We all know how fast that man runs. He's the greatest of all time. So just back to the fights. A lot of back and forth battle. MxM were not willing to give up. They kept on trying. They kept on even pushing towards the backside of HNB. They tried to outflank us. And not only were they trying to outflank us, but in the meantime, they were putting up a great show within the battlefield. Like in the field battles, it was not like they were giving up any space. And they kept on launching rallies again and again towards the defense station, towards the science hub, and if you see towards the south, they were also pushing back ILO. So this was a great uh, fight. This was a great alliance who kept on trying again and again. And you have to give special props to this alliance for putting up a great show. They were very well coordinated. They were quite strong. They were great in the battlefield. They kept launching rallies, and this is what you want from your alliance actually. You want them to fight, and you want to fight them as long as you can, give them a tough time, because every alliance, every union, they have a breaking point. But this was like two alliances who were almost on the same level. Like I said before, look at this. Now Kurti, he ported in and he started swarming the backside. On the top half, he was trying to take the tower so as he can relieve the pressure that was being built by HNB on the bottom. So this was mixed with high level IQ plays by different players on the battlefield. Like every scene, like every movement, every action that was taken in this particular Genesis war was just too amazing. Everyone was giving their best, and a lot of people lost a lot of resources. They used tons of, I would say, speed ups to heal up their troops and then go back into the battlefield. Like at one point, I had to heal like about 2.5 million troops within a short span of time. It was no more than 10 minutes that I had to heal 2.5 million troops, and it consumed a lot of resources. It consumed a lot of speed ups, but eventually, that is the fun point of this game, that you fight and fight again and again. Look at this guy. Look at these guys. Like they're not about to give up. So they're going for different maneuvers on the battlefield so that they can relieve the pressure on somewhere else on the battlefield. So this is really great gameplay by them. And while they were pushing and fighting HNB on the top, in the middle, they were also pushing bottom towards ILO, which I will try to show you guys a bit later on. So this was an amazing set of fights throughout the battles. I think MxM, if they do team up with one of the top alliances, they will be a really big force, and they will be a force multiplier in battles for different alliances. Like if they team up with SSI or UOD or maybe someone like Apex, DHX, ROK, or even HNB, they will be worthy allies who can really put up some great show in the battlefield. So like you can see, I'm having a lot of trouble moving around my squads, fighting, and then at the same time covering different fights. It is quite difficult actually. It would have been better for me to actually have been only been streaming or either recording instead of fighting. It is too difficult, trust me. And for those who are aspiring to make content, I would also suggest that it is better for you to actually be covering rather than fighting. It is a very difficult job. It is a very difficult art. I have not mastered it myself, but this is what I would suggest to everyone. So these guys are amazing. They kept on fighting. And the lag was unreal. Both the teams were having problems. Like once you click on attack on a particular squad, and then they kept chasing it, and sometimes they went inside to the enemy squads, and before you know it, your squads were swarmed down even before you could pull them back. Even in between the murder balls, you were having trouble dealing with this lag. So of course you can understand when you have five squads, 180 people. So that makes it like 720 players on the battlefield, and then if you multiply it by five, you could potentially have more than 3,500 squads on the battlefield. So of course your server is going to lag. But if you have such a presence in a particular server, then you need to make sure that these higher servers are well served with the better and powerful servers that can hold its ground to deal with these players, because they kept on fighting. You have rallies ongoing, you have different battles, and then at the back end of these servers you will probably have a lot of mathematical calculations going on. It's a lot of great fights. So I think I have talked a lot. Now my tongue is twisting and turning while I speak in a language which is not native to me. So a lot of fighting, I was only able to get a couple of rewards only. So imagine how much fighting it was going down. So this was just the beginning of the fight. And on the bottom side, now MGM was finally connected with us, and we started pushing them back. But MGM then again, it was a very difficult thing to push them back because the Mega Whales were on the side of MxM as well. They really assembled a great team. I must appreciate that. See, when I go for optimize, I can easily stream it or record it. But as a competitor or as a fighter in the battlefield, I cannot see anything. It is just too difficult. But if I go to the optimize high, it is much easier for me to fight. But if I have to record and if I have to stream, then I think optimize off is the best one. You can see all the fancy stuff. You can all see the skins that are being used by different players. Then you can see the guys that are being swarmed. So this is something that interests a lot of people, and it shows a better coverage of the fights as well. So I think MxM were previously known as Triple U, and they have been able to assemble different allies over the course of past couple of months. They have been assembling with Loin 120 region for a while now, and it seems that they have been able to merge with alliance in 232 and then in 227 as well. So very strong set of players for them as well. Yeah, one skill shot and you are down to half HP on multiple squads. So this is what I was talking about. When you get hit by the devil and your buttocks get red, and it pains you so much that you cannot even rub it because it hurts you if you try to rub it. This is how much painful these top tier islands are. So many rallies ongoing, so many different places where people are fighting. And I must appreciate all the R4s and the R5s of different alliances who have to use all the markers. Like I cannot even control my 5 squads. How the hell would I be able to use those markers that I want to do XYZ actions for all the players to follow you? Like as soon as a marker pops up, everyone starts going towards that side. So for someone who is putting up markers, it is an extremely tense job on top of what you are already doing. Not only you have to watch your squads, but at the same time you have to have a complete view of different positions, locations, fights that are ongoing in the battlefield, because if you do not do that, it can it can hurt your chances. Like it can completely hurt your alliance. Like a tower falls, because in Genesis War tower falls really quickly, and if you have missed it somehow, then the problem will be that you are going to face a lot of consequences for a small missed action. This is Grandpa Scrow. He's really strong player. I really appreciate him. MxM Little Love. Are you little or are you love? Or do you need little love? Or do you not like big love? Lot of questions to be asked. Lot of funny nicknames. Why was I doing this in between the battles? I do not remember. Whoa, the drop rate is terrible, boys. The armament tracker is the biggest scam in the game, in my opinion. It does not give you anything. It gives you jack shit, and you can sit on it, and it won't even smell. So this is how bad I think, and I consider armament tracking to be. So yeah, whatever. Back to the fights. You can see now MxM are trying to push back on our top side, and then we have to secure our top side in order to secure our middle. Because if they take the top, eventually one wrong move and the complete connection to the middle will be lost. So this is how important this tower battle was. Although the middle was secured, but MxM were pushing on different areas, trying to generate some place, some location from where they can get their offense going. On the south side, we were trying to hunt down MGM, but MGM were able to hold on to one of their towers. They had a couple of whales who were quite strong. So yeah, this is it for guys. I hope you enjoyed the remaining fights. I think I've talked enough, spoken enough. Speak of the devil. Like I wanna be that idiot who outsmarted the devil. It's no problem if I'm called the idiot. It's okay as long as you can outsmart him. So this is it. Enjoy the fights, enjoy the music. See you next week for the Archipelago raid. And thank you once again, guys, and everyone who is watching all these videos. Thanks for your support, and have a good day, everyone.